And that's a wrap for the 2025 John Cena University. John Cena U League. And man, what a finish um, to the regular season. A, a lot of craziness happened. First off, Fear the Choke down 60 points to Elma Lawyer for top scorer for the $50 bonus. And Fear the Choke puts up 179. It's a season record. I don't think it's a league record. I think somebody had 180 something one year. And outscores Elma Lawyer by 90 points to steal the $50 bonus. Congrats to Fear the Choke. Elma Lawyer hangs on to the bye, almost gives that up as well to Hurley and Chuck's year, as Hurley and Chuck's year, actually, never mind. Hurley and Chuck's year falls 40 points short of it. I'm a lawyer with the bye. Hurley and Chuck's year in the 2 seed. Goblins 3 seed. Big Balls 4 seed. Cambodians 5 seed. Fear the Choke 6 seed. And the true under Big Dog Story pulls it off by a total of 9 points over Big Nick's Energy. Big Nick's Energy almost hawks down the true under Big Dog Story on Monday Night Football, but he's not able to do it. And the true under Big Dog Story steals that last spot, coming into the playoffs on a 3-game losing streak. Let's see if they continue that losing streak or turn things around right on time. Okay, so let's see. Officially, last place goes to the Dog Pound. Would have been Dog Pound versus Tasty Boys Club for the punishment, and Dog Pound ended up beating Tasty Boys Club this week, but unfortunately for the Dog Pound, the Tasty Boys Club still had 4 wins. So, rest of the matchups, Hurley and Chuck Shearer, 154, Big Balls, 129. Swamp Dicks, 114, Cambodians, 128. Cambodians steal a win from Swamp Dicks, as it did not look like Cambodians were going to beat the Swamp Dicks. They get 33 points from Michael Wilson, 20 points from in the 4 o'clock slot from Michael Wilson, 20 points from Saquon, and 14 points from Jake Elliott. And unfortunately for the Cambodians, they move into the 5 spot. Now they're matched up against Big Balls, much tougher opponent than the Goblins. We'll see if that matters for the Cambodians this week or not. Okay, so then we have Capone's V card. I'm sorry. Yeah, Capone's V card 94. I'm a lawyer 88. Big Nick's Energy 109. Goblins 89. And the Dog Pound 114. Tasty Boys Club 65. Tasty Boys Club has the privilege of funding our last parlay, our last chance at glory. We haven't come close. This week was bad. So maybe this will be maybe this will be the week. We've been saying that all year. All right, let's look at playoffs. The bracket. We have Cambodians versus Big Balls. The two versus, or I'm sorry, the 4 versus 5. Cambodians versus Big Balls. The 3 versus 6. Fear the Chose versus the Goblins. And the 2 versus 7. The True Under Big Dog Story versus Hurley and Chuck's Year. Now, Elmwood Lawyer sits in the bye. He will be playing the winner of Cambodians and Big Balls. Fear the Chodes and the Goblins, winner of that, will play 200 Big Dog Story versus Hurley and Chuck Shear. Then we go on from there. Now let's talk about the playoff teams and the power rankings of those teams. I have these teams grouped in 3 tiers. The Contenders, the Pretenders, and the Wild Card. Here's the order of the power rankings. In the 1 spot, Elmwood Lawyer. Very strong team. Very strong team all year. They can fill out an entire roster with strong starts. They have some home run hitters. They have some consistent home run hitters, and they have some good floor guys. The emergence of RJ Harvey for Elmwood Lawyer could push them over the edge to a very, very tough team to beat. If RJ Harvey continues to get the work that he just did last week, that might be enough to really make this team really hard to beat. Before the emergence of RJ Harvey, there's players like Judkins on their team and Egbuka who are very, very susceptible to laying eggs and busting. If RJ Harvey shows that he's developed a strong floor, then that leaves them with only one player that they'll have to start that has a potentially weak floor outside of their tight end position. The rest of them are high floor, high ceiling plays. Exactly what you want from a team. This team is the far and away favorite to take home the championship this year, especially having that bye. So Elmwood Lawyer takes the top spot. And 2, Fear the Chose. We all understand why. If you just saw what they just did, 180 points. Josh Allen, Jahmyr Gibbs leading this crew. Very strong starts. However, did they blow their load? Are they due for an egg this week? I'll tell you what, the Goblins are really hoping. But this team, very strong. They got the home run hitters. They got solid starters, but they do have a lot of boomer bust guys that are susceptible to laying eggs, which is not great for fantasy playoffs, as you need to string together usually 3 big weeks in a row. So that's our 2 spot. In the 3 spot, also, T. Higgins will most likely miss this week for fear of Choach, so he'll have to figure out what he's doing. Fortunately for him, he's got Stephon Diggs and Wan'Dale Robinson that he can plug in there. Two pretty good guys, decent guys as a replacement there. In the 3rd spot, we have Big Balls. Big Balls team is interesting. The most interesting part about Big Balls team is Marvin Harrison Jr. The emergence of Michael Wilson has come at the same time as Jacoby Brissett coming in as the starter and Marvin Harrison Jr. being injured with appendicitis and now a heel issue. Michael Wilson has been the far and away best wide receiver in fantasy football, having multiple 30-point games in this span. Marvin Harrison has potential to come in for the rest of the fantasy playoffs and be what Michael Wilson has been. Maybe not to the extent, but we saw glimpses of it when Marvin Harrison came back in week 13. He got hurt in the third quarter, but through 3 quarters, he had 6 catches for 70 yards. So he was on pace for a potentially 100-yard game. Healthy target share. Will be interesting to see if Marvin Harrison comes in and is that guy for Arizona. If he is, Big Ball's team gets a huge jump as it adds to his team. But outside of that, Big Balls can fill out a full roster with legit starters, has some home run hitters, has some consistent guys, but also has some guys who can lay an egg, putting them in the 3 spot. Now in the 4 spot, we have Hurley and Chuck Year. Hurley and Chuck Year, what will be interesting for them is CD Lamb. CD Lamb had a bad concussion on Thursday. His hands were doing the thing that Tua's hands were doing, which means it's a bad brain injury. Tua, when it first happened, he played the next day, or the next game, and then it happened again, and then the NFL got in big trouble with it pretty much. And then that changed the whole concussion protocol, where now guys who go in the concussion protocol usually always miss 1 week. That was never the case until that Tua situation. Then Tua, 2 years later, last year, same thing happened where his hands did that thing, and they then kept Tua out for like a month or even more. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with CD. I'd be absolutely shocked if he plays this week, even though they have a longer week since they played on Thursday. I'd be shocked if he plays this week, regardless of what ESPN is saying or anything anybody's saying right now. I'd be shocked, and I also wouldn't be shocked if it's more than 1 week, just based off of everybody that being a Thursday night game. Everybody, a lot of viewership. Everybody saw what his hands were doing. It was clearly a really bad injury. The NFL might force Dallas to bend the knee here and hold him out more than 1 game. So that is the wild card for Hurley and Chuck Year. Is what is going to happen with CeeDee Lamb, because without CeeDee Lamb, that opens a big hole for Hurley and Chuck Year, as then they have to move Jordan Addison into the starting spot, which isn't a great starter. And then they have to bring in either Ricky Pearsall, Zach Charbonnet, or, that's really it. Those are only 2 guys who are even startable, and they're not great starts into that flex spot. So that would really, really weaken their team. The team is good. It's not great. They don't have really any home run hitters. James Cook is very consistent, but they really need CeeDee Lamb. If CeeDee Lamb misses week 1 or misses round 1, they might struggle against the True Under Big Dog story. If he misses the whole fantasy playoffs, I don't see how Hurley and Chuck Year gets this done. In the 5 spot, we will give it to True Under Big Dog story. The 5, 6, 7 spot is kind of ugly. The key for them is Chris Godwin. Looks like he's doing well. And because they have to get rid of Jerry Jeudy or John Mechie as one of their starters. That's just ugly if those are 2 of your starters. So we'll see. We'll also see if Jaden Daniels is going to be like sat down for the rest of the year. Either way, Jaden Daniels hasn't done anything this year. It's just not a good year for the Commanders. So, um, not a great team. If Chris Godwin keeps it up, um, and maybe John Mechie, I'm not going to say John Mechie's going to do anything. The Jets don't even have a quarterback anymore. I think all of them are hurt. So yeah, I don't know. This team, one of the in the pretender tier, but I guess like they're the best of the pretenders. Next up, we have the Goblins. This team, I don't know. This team hasn't, in my opinion, has not been good all year, but they kept winning and they kept figuring it out. And I think a lot of it has to do with Christian McCaffrey just doing what Christian McCaffrey does, just absolute high floor, high ceiling, like guaranteed almost 20 points every game. But then they start running. After that, they have really nobody that's consistent. It's all boomer bust from there, pretty much. Tyler Warren, their tight end. Now that's a huge issue with Daniel Jones going down. I don't know how they're going to get him the ball. I don't know. It's just not a great situation for him. Then you have Terry McLaurin. We don't know if even with Jaden Daniels, they haven't really been able to work out this year. So I don't know. I don't trust Terry McLaurin. Jameson Williams, boomer bust. Jaden Reed just came back from an injury. They have like 5 wide receivers. And it's another boomer bust guy. Travis Etienne, pretty good floor, pretty good player. But yeah, I don't know. This team, I don't see how this team makes a run, wins 3 straight with a team that's just full of boomer bust, unless they are booming when they need to and busting when somebody else is busting harder. So I don't know. We'll put them at 6, and then in the last spot, um, honestly, I probably would put the Goblins in the last spot. The Cambodians I put there, but I mean, I don't know. Lamar Jackson, Baltimore doesn't look right. Saquon hasn't looked right all year. Kyron Williams is now in a complete split with Blake Corum. Pickens is good, especially if CD misses time. Devo Samuel, the Washington offense is trash. Michael Wilson, if Marvin Harrison continues to miss time, that I've been reading. I don't think apparently Marvin Harrison has like a bruised heel and that hurts really bad. But apparently like he should be back this week, and if not this week, then next week. And if he misses this week, it's still not a great matchup for Michael Wilson. He's going up against Houston's D, which is elite. So I don't know about Michael Wilson. But if Marvin Harrison misses, more than 2 weeks, then that's big for their team. And then they have Kareem Hunt. So I don't know. This team doesn't have any reliable heavy hitters, and a lot of guys with low floors, and not very high ceilings. So I don't know. This team's not. This team doesn't have a chance to win. Is what I'm saying. I really don't think that the 200 big dog story, the Goblins or the Cambodians have any legitimate chance to win. That's why they make up the pretender tier. In the contender tier, we have Elmer Lawyer, Fear the Chosen, and Big Balls. And in the wild card tier, we have Hurley and Chuck Shear, specifically because of CD Lamb. With CD Lamb playing, if he plays all throughout the entire fantasy playoffs, and that team enters the contender tier, they have a legitimate shot to contend. But without CD Lamb, they become a pretender. So that's that. I Yeah, I'd be absolutely completely shocked if Elmwood Lawyer, Fear the Chug, Big Balls, or Hurley and Chuck Shear don't win it this year. I'd be shocked even if under Big Dog Story, Goblins or Cambodians even get a top 3. But crazier things have happened. I mean, the True Under Big Dog Story championship like 3 years ago, they basically had a team maybe even worse than this that won it. So I mean, really anything can happen. That's how fantasy football goes. But we will see. Good luck to everybody. This is the last video of the year. We'll be back next September 2026. Um, good luck to to Gus and Corey on the beers and hot dogs. And yeah, we'll see y'all next year.